Simtastic for real here, and I am doing my first speed build of The Sims, and I'm super excited. Um, I actually did this as a futuristic slash modern build. I am going kind of off of a Google image here just to get the layout of what I wanted the house to look like. I don't follow it exactly, but I tend to do that when I build in The Sims. I like to have at least a plan of what I want it to look like at the end of the build. I do add my own things to the house just to make it a little bit my own. But yeah, this is actually a house that I have a family in mind that I want in the house. It's actually going to be a surprise for my Let's Play viewers with Gretchen O'Neill. So this house will be making its appearance in that Let's Play pretty soon here. So right now I'm actually just doing the upstairs. I'm doing a porch for the upstairs, and I am actually building a loft as well. And the person that I have in mind for this specific room is just a young girl, and she's going to be kind of an artist. So I do incorporate some things in that room just to make it a little bit more her own. So right now I'm actually adding my own little beams here, and I add windows to them because I like the feature of just having see-through beams. I think that's really a cool feature. So yeah, this is like I said, just modern, very earth tone, and just a lot of plants and a lot of light in the house as well, because that's what this family, I feel like, would want in their house. So just adding some bigger windows here because I did scale the walls up to a medium height. So in my builds, usually in The Sims 4, I like to use medium height walls because it just gives it more height, and it just looks a lot better to me. So that's what I do usually in my builds. This particular build is actually a little bit out of my comfort zone because not a lot of you know me, but I'm originally from Maine. So when I do builds, I usually stick with the ranch styles and cape style homes. So this was a little bit more challenging for me, but I feel like I did a pretty good job. So right now I'm just adding a garden right outside of the younger girl's window just because, yeah, she is an art lover. So just an inspired garden outside of her window. So I did use the move object sheet just so that the hedges kind of overlap together, and that's how I made them fit there. I did use the show hidden objects cheat because in the Sims 4 Get to Work expansion pack we had an alien world added. So the alien world had some really cool plants and things like that that were added to the game, so that's what I used there. I am in love with those pink shrubs that were underneath there, and I added that mushroom as well, which was kind of cool. I do scale objects up a lot in this build because it makes objects bigger and takes up a little bit more space, so that's how I filled it. To scale objects up and down, you just use your right bracket key, and then your left one is to scale the object down. And I'm doing a roof here, was trying to figure out how to curve the roof like a lot of YouTubers do, but I just couldn't figure it out, so I just left it the way it was. And exterior, just using the white, and then just using a light blue for the downstairs exterior. Just fixing a few little things there that kind of were like the plant life was kind of peeking out. So I'm adding a basement, and the Sims 4 Get to Work expansion pack, a little bit before that we had a patch come out, and the patch actually let you build basements in your game, so it was kind of cool. So just adding the staircase downstairs. I couldn't really make it work right, but I did end up figuring it out. Down here I expanded the downstairs a little bit because the kitchen and living room just didn't have enough space to it. And I'm adding another staircase up here, and I just wanted the staircase to go in the corner of the room upstairs. So I was just trying to figure out how to do it. So then just adding a beam there and adding a light blue bed for the upstairs bedroom. just, I said, a lot of light blues, a lot of whites were used. And the thing that I'm kind of upset about in The Sims 4 is we don't have the color wheel anymore. And the color wheel actually enabled us to match a lot of furniture and a lot of wall colors and things to the bedding. And we don't have that in here. And for builders, it just makes it a little bit more difficult. So I'm hoping that they add that at some point. So here I'm just expanding the little garden in between the beams just because there was just like a little bit of a space there and there wasn't anything I could think of that would fit there. And I'm adding bigger windows here just to make it kind of like a fishbowl look, which is really a nice feature. And then just adding the white wall on there again. I'm gonna add a roof here. I was trying to do a flat roof, but it just wasn't working out, so I ended up just copying the same roof as the bigger wall. And I wanted to curve that roof again and see if I could kind of figure it out, but I just couldn't figure it out. So I left it alone. And yeah, just doing the outside porch. I do use a lot of wood flooring in this house because I do like wood flooring a lot. It just makes it look a lot cleaner and crisper. And then I just use the unlock career entitlement cheat because I wanted to use an easel that you get in the painter career that you have to unlock, but I wanted this younger girl to just have an easel that was of good quality. Just adding a rug in, and then I'm going to try to find the painter's table. That's just it's just an accessory that goes into rooms. And I noticed that I don't really clutter my house a whole lot when I play The Sims, and I'm really trying to figure out new ways to add some clutter into the house. And just adding the canvases because she is a painter, and so she would have canvases in her room. And I do notice that the roof is actually poking through there in that room, but I go into gameplay mode and it actually doesn't affect it at all, so we're fine there. So just adding the kitchen and then a bathroom. I do find myself when I play in The Sims 4 that I like to have a lot of bathrooms. So if I have like a 3-person in the house, I like to have 2 bathrooms. If I have 2 people in the house, I like to have 2 bathrooms as well, just because the Sims in this game, they tend to have to go to the bathroom a lot, and then they walk in on each other, and it just creates a problem in gameplay, and I just don't like that. So I try to add a couple bathrooms if I can. Using the new lights that came with the Get to Work expansion pack because they give off a lot of light, and again, I think that the family that I want to move in here they want a lot of natural light and a lot of just light in general, so that's why I'm trying to do that. And then just adding a baby blue couch and some chairs, and the living room is actually not big enough, so I expand the wall there just to make it a little bit bigger. And then just making sure that every single wall is covered with paint, adding some more lights in, and then just adding some interior doors, which is nice, and then going down to the basement and trying to finish that. But because we aren't going to be using some windows down in the basement, I like to use the wall lights because I do like how pretty the wall lights are in this game. So just adding some more clutter into the bathrooms, which I don't normally do, but I was doing it in this build because I just wanted to incorporate a lot of that into the build. So just adding some carpets and towels and things. And then there are those wall lights. Adding a his and hers robe, which is nice. And then just a little a shampoo caddy thing, and then some towels there. Just adding the bed downstairs just to make it look a more homey, and then end tables as well as the lights. And then I actually noticed that the staircase disappeared, and if you guys found out how that happened, kudos on you, because I actually wasn't paying attention even this time when I was watching it back. So just adding those circular carpets, which are really nice. They come with a lot of different colors and you can kind of overlap them to fit in nicely. and then adding kind of like a futuristic computer, and then the chair as well, which that comes with the secret agent career if you unlock it, but I just used the cheat. And then I'm adding some rocks here because I feel like that they're going to be collectors, this family. So they're going to be collecting things that are from other worlds and things like that, like little pets and stuff. But I mean, when people come over to visit, they're not going to always, come down to this part, because why would they? It's just a bedroom and a bathroom. So I feel like this will be their little secret area where they would keep all their collectibles. I do add a lot of paintings in this house because I don't normally do that when I build my houses. So I'm just really trying to incorporate a lot of paintings into this house. As you can see here, doing paintings upstairs as well, and just natural light again with the windows, just huge floor to ceiling windows, which I think gives off a lot of good light. That's what I was trying to do here, then just doing a little save because I didn't want my game to crash. Adding more paintings. And here I was trying to find the beam that came with the Get to Work expansion pack. It's just sort of a decoration, but it kind of has this like chrome tint to it, and it looks really nice. And I added it to this wall because it gives it a really good texture. And I'm so glad that this is in speed mode because this took me so long to line up all of those beams. So it's good that you guys are watching it in speed mode because it's a quite tedious job. So then I actually added some lights to it because if I go into the nighttime, see how pretty that looks? I mean, it just lights up the place. And I want this house to be full of light during the day and full of light during the evening, which I liked. So just adding some landscaping to the outside and using those pink shrubs again because those are gorgeous, I think. Adding a lap pool in and more pink shrubs with some agave plants and some more cactuses. I found that this house, it took me a really long time to build, and I actually just had to say to myself to just stop and just kind of take a moment and think about what I missed and what I wanted to add to the house. So it actually took me a couple days to finish this house because I come back the next day and just add some things that I didn't add in the first part of the build. So you'll see that in a minute that it kind of comes to the next day, and that's when I'm adding a few more things. I'm adding some beams around the pool here to just make it sort of an indoor pool, but then I also wanted it to be kind of outdoors as well, which kind of is a cool feature. So I'm adding some windows to kind of make it closed in, and just moving the shrubbery over because no shrubs that I know grow through walls and grow through windows as well. So just using the same texture on the roof as I did. And then just adding some shrubbery around the fencing area because just give it a little bit more of a finished look. Adding a rock because when you are doing landscaping, it's always cool to add some rocks because it just fills a little bit more space. So just using the alien mailbox there, and then kind of like a modern type of trash can there. Adding some terrain paint, which I am the worst at terrain paint. I can never get it even, but it actually came out okay. And then I'm going to add some lights around here just to light up the place at night, and lights around the pool area. And then I'm going to add some more terrain paint and some tiles at the bottom of the pool because it just gives it a more blue look and deep feeling to the pool. So I liked that. And then I'm going to add a bookshelf, and then I also forgot a TV, but I feel like this family won't really watch TV. They'll just have it there for kind of decoration. So that's what I was doing there. And then I'm doing the first floor bathroom. So I'm just going to add some accessories again, just because I'm not really used to that. But I'm really trying my hardest to get better at it. And then just adding a few extra touches to the house, which is nice. I was going to add some planters there, but they actually didn't really look that great, so I decided to get rid of them. And then this is the next day where I came back and I added the beams so that they would go all the way to the top of the ceiling. And I couldn't really figure this one out, so I had to kind of take off the wall and then put it back and then just add an extra beam there so it reached to the top of the ceiling. And then just fixing some shrubberies around the pool area, and fixing the porch because they needed beams as well, because no porch just stays there by itself, so that's why I added that. And yeah, that's, I think, oh, and I added the roof texture, the same one to the top of the pool as I did to the other ones, as to the other roofs, because I just wanted to all look the same. And then I'm adding some more plants, and then actually downstairs is where I add the secret garden, which is behind the parents' bed, which kind of gave it a cool little effect behind the bed, which you'll see. And I added some of those wall lights because, again, you can't really use windows down here, so I wanted the garden to be lit up. So just incorporating those alien shrubs again, because we have this common theme throughout the house that I like those, so I wanted to use them. Then adding the sunflowers as well, because those are upstairs in the girls' bedroom, so I want to use those. Using the turquoise tile, which I actually did like that deep tile that I had, the deep blue, but I went with the turquoise. And then adding the big windows again. Another just fishbowl effect because I think it looks really cool. And yeah, we're just going to go into the screenshots I know here really soon. So this is the front of the house and the pool area. This is the living room. And this is the foyer area. And then we go into the bathroom, which is on the first floor. Another bathroom pic. And then the kitchen entryway. And more of the kitchen. More of the kitchen. I kind of like that kitchen. And then downstairs. So then this is the master bedroom. This is the master bathroom. And some more of the bathroom. And then this is the upstairs. And going out onto the porch. More of the porch. And some more of the porch. Really like that porch. I did fix those chairs and that table because the table didn't actually go with the chairs. But well, anyways, thank you everybody for watching. Please subscribe and give this video a big thumbs up if you like it.